Hi, my name is Luke O'Neill, and I'm going to run you through how you can create simple abstract compositions in Adobe Photoshop CS6 using vector shape layers and the Content Aware Move tool. Begin by opening a new document in Photoshop, and then create a new layer by just clicking down here and then create a new layer button in the Layers panel. Now I'm going to fill this with black, so just choose the Fill tool here, and away we go. Now down here we've got the vector shape tools. It's on the rectangle tool at the moment, but we want to go down to custom shape tool here. Now in the shape, in the custom shape picker, we want to choose artistic 2, which is this one. Now up here we can specify a colour, so we want to make this white. Now vector shapes work in the same way in Photoshop as they do in Illustrator really. You can draw them, then resize them, and they'll always remain crisp and, the same quality as when you drew them the first time. So holding shift to maintain its proportions, simply start to draw. And there we go, we've got one. Now this just behaves in the same way as any other object, so if you hold Alt, you can just drag this and then simply fill the whole layer until you have a sort of background pattern. Now once we've done that, we're nearly there, we're going to select all of these shape layers. Now they remain vectors at the moment, but we want them to act as one layer basically with the black background. So with the top one selected, simply move down, hold shift and copy those. I actually managed to duplicate the background there, which is an error, but never mind. We'll just control click and go to merge layers. There we have it. Now on another new layer we're basically going to do the same but with different shapes and different colours. So here we go. Actually I think I'm going to choose this colour background, sort of turquoise. And we fill that layer. And we go back into here, back into the custom shape tool. And the custom shape picker up here. This time I'm going to choose this tile 2 graphic, I think it's called. Yeah, tile 2. And choose that. And then come back here. We want to draw this to fill the whole canvas. So we just go down there. That's gone off the screen a little, but it doesn't matter. There we go. Now at the moment that's filled with, it's filled with that colour. The same colour as the background, but change colour there, and if we go in here, we should be able to pick it from up here. There we go. And basically, we want to merge the layers again, same as we did with the black and white layer. So do that, and just repeat the process as many times, creating these sort of pattern swatches. So this time we'll go with the yellow as a background, fill that. Back into the custom shape tool, shape picker, and this time I think, which one will we go for? Another one of these sort of texture backgrounds. Go for artistic 4, and I've got fill there set. Pick a different colour. There we go. And if we start drawing this, we can basically do the same as we did with the first layer. Just repeat it, repeat, and repeat. I'm doing this very quickly just to demonstrate, but I mean you can take a little bit more time, and you might want to add some variation with the vector layers, a bit of variety by rotating them, resizing them, etc. So if we do the same thing, merge those layers again, and now we want to we'll start making selections out of these. So again, if we choose a white, we'll go into the basic rectangle tool. If we draw a rectangle that's much larger than the actual document bounds, there we go. Now just rotate that so it's on an angle, double click, and drag that down. So we've got these sort of parallel diagonals. Select both of them, and go to Merge Shapes. And now just turn that layer off and turn this layer off, and we'll start. If we hold Command or Apple and click on the rectangle top layer there, we'll notice that actually we want to duplicate this shape layer first, so if we do that. We've got a selection there, and we'll simply hit, with this shape layer selected, simply hit delete, it'll knock out of it. So there we go. And we duplicated the layer, so now we can repeat the process. To hit Apple D to deselect, duplicate it again, and turn that layer on. We go here, actually deselect that, turn it on again, and just move it, maybe move it up here. Actually, that would do. Make a selection again, turn that layer off, select this layer, and there we go. We're sort of creating these bands. And we can do the same with the layer below. So what we want to do this time though is rotate. So hold shift and rotate so you get exactly the same angle the other way. So move it across so it fills the document. Now I'll turn those ones off and this layer on. Duplicate it again, turn the bottom one off, select that, turn that layer off, hit delete, and there we have bands again. If we turn these two on, deselect that, we're building up these bands basically, this graphic composition. And if we carry on doing this, eventually, in Blue Peter style, one I've made earlier, we should end up with something that looks a little like this, which is quite pleasing, but it's very graphic and very flat. If we want to mess it up a little bit, use Photoshop's envelope, no it's not envelope distort, it's content aware move tool. So now all we have to do with this is draw selections and then drag them. Photoshop will try and replicate that selection. It's usually used in photography to seamlessly move one thing to another, but you can actually get interesting results if we wait for it to actually do it. There we go. You notice you get these interesting little abstract elements here. And you need to be careful because you don't want to overdo it. We still want to maintain the sort of overall composition of the piece. But just by moving elements around, it kind of mixes it up, and it's quite pleasing, some of the results. If we just watch this. There we go. And again, I kind of worked on one earlier. You can end up with, multiple different backgrounds. But, quite pleasing, can be used in projects. And very quick and easy to do without messing around and illustrating vectors, and it's a more organic environment. You can affect the vectors quite easily. And there you have it.